All right. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. All right. Am I live? Am I live? Okay, good. Yeah. All right, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Um, I do want to talk about Reforge Gaming. So, Reforge Gaming, he's a guy who's been making waves lately in the gaming community. Another pro Sony guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, right? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Hey, what's up, Craig Simmons, man? I hope your Sunday's going well. Yeah, he's another guy who don't know what he's talking about. So I'm going to debunk him real quick. Uh, all right, there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna debunk him today. We're going to talk about the nonsense that he said, and the funny thing about debunking people and proving lies and all that stuff is that all this stuff is a Google search away. Everything you see on screen, you could be able to find yourself. But yeah, let's jump into it, man. Let's see what Reforge Gaming had to say.
How would you change things at Xbox if you were in charge? I tell you what I would do if I was in charge. I'd quit trying to buy $70 billion worth of the market. I'd take about half that $70 billion. I would invest it in your existing studios. I would get rid of the 18-month contractual policy for contractual workers so they could actually stay and invest in a project instead of walking out the door every year and a half, since it was one of the leading causes as to why Halo Infinite failed. That's what I would do if I was in charge. I would invest in my property. I would invest in my studios. I would get rid of your stupid one-size-fits-all corporate policy about 18-month contractual attrition rates so that my studios could make good games. That's what I would do.
All right, so you heard his nonsensical rants. Halo. It's the usual talking points. The Halo Infinite fell. He thinks he'd do better than the likes of Phil Spencer. And by the way, the 18-month contractual thing, it's a company-wide thing. Phil Spencer doesn't have the power to change that in Microsoft, but that doesn't matter to him. What matters to him is to push this narrative that Xbox don't make good games. It's almost like back in January. Hey, what's up, Zink? If you want to jump in, let me know. It's almost like back in January, we didn't have a game called Hi-Fi Rush, a game that, oh, that's right, hit 2 million players as of March 2023. Now, remember, March 1st was less than a month after its first release. Hey, what's up, Silk Six Slayer? Yeah, man. So March 1st was less than a month after, because remember, the game came out on January 25th, 2023. So that's roughly a month, 2 million players, and it's an excellent game. Guys, I beat the game. I love the game. I bought the game, even though it's on Game Pass. It's a fantastic game. So this whole they don't make good games thing, that's a lie. The Invest in Studios one, okay. Crazy. Hey, thanks, sick man. Thanks, man. And he's still shaking. Yeah, man, he's shaking his arms like the Ultimate Warrior, man. That's what he doing, Cray. But yeah, so the bad games thing is nonsense, right? It's nonsense. And my thing has always been I'm not a Metacritic guy. All right, I've been saying this for years. I don't go to Metacritic. I don't even really read reviews unless I need to prove something, right? And yeah, of course, Zink. I'm about to send it to you right now. Unless I need to prove something, right? So to me, reviews are nothing. My thing has always been, if you like a game, play it. All right, it's always been that simple, right? It's always been that simple. If you like a game, play it. And six saying, yeah, of course, unlimited. Yeah, man. If you like it, play it and base it off your own, opinions. All right, but okay. But here's the thing. I'm gonna use Metacritic against him in a second. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna use Metacritic against him since he wants to say Xbox has nothing but bad games. It's All right, watch this. All right, so Microsoft released bad games. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. In 2021, Microsoft was the highest Metacritic game published rank. You know, the top publisher of 2021. Again, this terrible. You know, all we ever hear is how terrible Microsoft is from these guys. Oh, they're terrible. They're this, and that. Hey, Daya, what's up? You know, they're terrible. They're this, and that. Yet every other statistical measurement proves it. Oh, but they never had a game of the year nonsense. Who cares? All right. Do you guys play games and think, hey, this game didn't get game of the year nominated, so I don't like it? No, of course not. Nobody thinks that way, except for these guys. Except for these guys, because to them they think it's a legitimate talking point. You know, a legitimate talking point. And did I say hello to Daya? I hope so. Don't mean to be rude. I apologize if I didn't, Daya. Uh, but yeah, he. But it's just that okay. Oh crap! It's just that all right. Hey, Snooky Jackson. Hey man, what's up, man? This is my first time seeing you around, Snooky. So thank you for joining us. If this is your first time commenting. All right, let's get back to this. Hey, I'm good, Day. If you want to join, let me know, and then of course I'll shoot you a link as well. But yeah, all right. So let's get back to it, guys. So if y'all don't know what you're talking about, for those who just joining, Reforge Gaming posted another bizarre rant, and I just want to debunk a few things.
How would you change things at Xbox if you were in charge? I tell you what I would do if I was in charge. I'd quit trying to buy $70 billion worth of the market. I'd take about half that $70 billion. I would invest it in your existing studios. I would get rid of the 18-month contractual policy for contractual workers so they could actually stay and invest in a project instead of walking out the door every year and a half, since it was one of the leading causes as to why Halo Infinite failed. That's what I would do if I was in charge. I would invest in my property. I would invest in my studios. I would get rid of your stupid one-size-fits-all corporate policy about 18-month contractual attrition rates so that my studios could make good games. That's what I would do.
All right, yeah. So I just want to re-up you guys on his bizarre rant. Okay, so the other thing he talked about here was that Microsoft doesn't invest in studios. And again, Google search away. Ah, yes, January 2022, ahead of State of Decay 3, Undead Labs and continues to, what's that word? Expand. Oh my God, they expanded. Hold on. Maybe my reading comprehension is right. Maybe I don't know what the meaning of expand is. Let's look at the definition of expand, shall we? Let's see. Definition of expand. All right, let's look at become or make larger or more extensive. Oh, really? But according to Reforge Gaming, Microsoft doesn't do that. They don't invest in their already studios. This doesn't make any sense. Is the headline lying to me, guys? Are they? Because according to Reforge Gaming, they're only using that $70 billion to they're only trying to buy Activision, and I'll touch on how stupid that take is. But for some reason, in this guy's head, and Ninja Theory also opened up a new studio after being purchased. Hey, what's up, Jay? Apparently, in this guy's head, everything is just a one. Every business is only done one way in Microsoft, and that one way to him is that you're only spending money one thing at a time, which is nonsense. All right. To Reforge Gaming, he doesn't understand that multiple things can be true at the same time. And in this case, those multiple things are they spent $70 billion on Activision. They're still propping up their other studios. They're still helping Undead Labs, Ninja Theory, NXile, Double Fine, and all them. Obsidian is working on like 4 games for a reason. All right, Obsidian's working on like 4 games for a reason. In chat, today's I hope you guys get on fire today, man, because I'm writing solo, so I'm gonna address every comment I can, right? But um, uh, let's get back to it, right? So to Reforge Gaming. Oh, they spent 70 billion on Ninja Theory. I guess they ain't spending money on nothing else. That's not how it works, man. That's not how any of that works. And this is what kills me about these guys who swear up and down they could do better job running Xbox than Phil Spencer. Hey, not much, Jay Gaming. I'm just out here debunking this YouTuber Reforge Gaming because he is another one of these guys who think he could do better than the $2 trillion company or Xbox, which is worth the 600 billion, because he thinks him making YouTube videos makes him smarter than everybody, which is nonsense, and I'm debunking that. Oh, thanks, Snooky Jackson, man. You the man. Hey, man, listen. Listen. I appreciate it if you subscribe, if you watch later, if you watch now, if you comment, if you don't comment. The fact that you supporting me and the rest of the Exiled family and the Unlimited True family means the world to me, man. So thank you, man. Thank you for jumping in the chat, man. You love it. Yeah. But like I was saying here, to guys like Reforge Gaming who swear up and down they could do a better job than Microsoft. Okay, go get your resume, make sure it's up to date, send it to Microsoft and work there. Not only when you work there, go ahead and take Phil's job, go ahead and take Matt Booty's job, go ahead and take Sarah Bond's job, because you clearly know more than them. You clearly do. Apparently, you could do Matt Booty's job, where he's the one who's getting a lot of these acquisitions. By the way, he's the one who there's the reason why we got Double Fine under the Xbox Studio and Ninja Theory on them. So you think that because you make a YouTube video and play a video game on PlayStation that you know more than guys like Matt Booty, Sarah Bonnet, and Phil Spencer with decades and decades of experience. Now remember here, Phil Spencer been working on Microsoft since he was 18. He damn near literally climbed up the corporate ladder over there to be head of Xbox, right? So it's just hilarious to me when I see these kind of rants that Halo failed. They don't know what they're doing. They got to make good games. Yeah. Last I checked, back in January, oh, that's right. Xbox released one of the best games of the year in fucking January, a time of year we almost never could get great games like that. So, so yeah, man, it's just absolutely hilarious to me to see this guy sit up here, say this nonsense, and then say it so confidently as if he's making a point. Nah, man, you're not making a point. Sorry, Reforge Gaming. If you were in charge of Xbox, the Xbox brand would be dead. First of all, okay. For those who didn't catch, let's touch.
How would you change things at Xbox if you were in charge? I tell you what I would do if I was in charge. I'd quit trying to buy $70 billion worth of the market.
Okay. 8 seconds. 8 seconds in this clip. It's already dumb as fuck. Why in the world would you not, if you had the possibility to own Activision, would you not do it? Why? Do you? It's just, it's almost stunning to me. It's almost stunning to me. All right, Dave, I'm about to check it right now. It's almost stunning to me that that he's going to sit up here, guys, and say what he would do if he ran Xbox is not try to buy one of the biggest fucking publishers in gaming. Are you crazy? That's how I know if you ran Xbox, you'd be a fucking failure, because that is an opportunity of a lifetime there. Hey, Daya, thank you for joining. How are you? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Okay, there you are. Hey, Daya, how are you?
Oh, sorry for the delay.
No, you good. How's the first lady of chat doing this Sunday?
A little rough. I got allergies, but I'm fighting through it.
Oh man. Well, I hope that I hope the allergies pass and you continue to do well.
Thank you.
So I know you're here to jump on the train. Did you catch the whole video of Reforge Gaming's rant here?
Not the whole. I saw what you showed I guess that little clip of the rant. I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the whole rant right now. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna have to. You might be a bit echo if you talk, so bear with me here.
Okay, got it.
How would you change things at Xbox if you were in charge? I tell you what I would do if I was in charge. I'd quit trying to buy $70 billion worth of the market. I'd take about half that $70 billion. I would invest it in your existing studios. I would get rid of the 18-month contractual policy for contractual workers so they could actually stay and invest in a project instead of walking out the door every year and a half, since it was one of the leading causes as to why Halo Infinite failed. That's what I would do if I was in charge. I would invest in my property. I would invest in my studios. I would get rid of your stupid one-size-fits-all corporate policy about 18-month contractual attrition rates so that my studios could make good games. That's what I would do.
All right, so you heard the rant, you heard the nonsense, and by the way, the 18-month thing, Phil, listen, Phil is the head of Xbox, not Microsoft as a whole. He can't make freaking company-wide decisions like
exactly.
that. But they, thank you for joining on this Sunday. So let me get your thoughts. I've been kind of tackling things point by point. So the first point I do want to ask you is, so if you ran Xbox, would you pass on buying Activision?
No, and in my opinion, Crystal Dynamics, because I think they would have gotten Crystal Dynamics and Eidos, Montreal. They were worth passing up for Activision. Okay, right. Don't doubt that for a second. They would have been fools. I would have went there and beat them up if they had done that. You know, Activision has so much more to offer for them, future-wise and current. So there's just no way that two studios can live up to that. So that, you know, Reforge Gaming, just to kind of put my 2 cents in there, he's an actor. I can tell actors because he's like a parrot. He's recycling things that I've heard other people say. And I can tell that there's no experience behind what he's saying. No business person would ever take his advice. Okay. First off, if I could tackle his different points. Number one, the $70 billion deal thing. The reason why he's saying that because all PlayStation people don't like that deal. Okay. That's why he's saying that. He will say anything to make it seem like that deal is bad. He knows that Sony would have jumped on that deal if they could do it. You know, he's not going to say that. And what was the second point he made there? You have those bullet points there?
Yeah. The second point, first one was the Activision. The second one was investing in their studios. Instead of spending $7 billion, you take half that and invest in the studios, which they've already done, as you see proof here with Ninja Theory and Undead Labs.
And how to address that is all he needs to do is a Google search to find out what Xbox has been doing, because Xbox is watched by the business community. They're big big company. They're $1 trillion company. They have their tentacles in a lot of different areas. So, you know, business magazines or business blogs or whatever, they all watch what Microsoft do. They so big, you know. So all he has to do is Google it. Anybody can tell what they're doing with those studios, with the Xbox division. Okay. So the fact that he couldn't do this tells me Reforge Gaming is a joke. The guy don't know what he's talking about. They've already invested in it. And anybody who's been in the gaming space long enough also know it takes time for a studio to grow, get their footing, especially when they were small or indie. It takes time. You know, look at Compulsion. They really had to build up. I mean, they really had almost really no footprint, you know. So they basically started over. Okay. Now, the facts don't matter to these kind of people. They don't care about the facts. You can throw facts at them all day. They don't care about that. But for the people listening here today, and for those who will listen, yes, these studios were very small. The original Xbox game studio games, like the Ninja Theory, the Compulsions, and all that, Double Fine, all of them were small. Okay, so they had to not only get new tech, new buildings, hire more people, you know, and they have to also get acclimated into Microsoft. That's not an easy thing for a studio to do, into a machine like Microsoft, you know, like, you know, the Xbox division of it. So there's a lot of adjustment that takes place. The only reason why I think Bethesda was able to handle it, because they're much larger conglomerate, and pretty much they were big. They were ZeniMax. And so therefore they may have been able to fit in better. You know, but I don't expect that for these small developer studios. And what was the third point he made?
Halo Infinite failed.
Okay. This is one that I got to give credit to the other side. They have been drumming this over and over again. So it's almost like the same adage that if you say a lie enough, people will believe it's the truth. You know, so we all know that Halo Infinite is not a failure. Number one, it was free to play. Okay, so you can't measure a free to play game in the same sense. As far as the also Halo is pretty much restricted to the Xbox ecosystem. Talking about the campaign. Okay, so you're dealing with two different elements there. You have the multiplayer that's free to play, and then you have the campaign that is restricted to the ecosystem. So you have to look at those two things separately. I'm not sure how much did the campaign sell. I'm not even sure because the Game Pass is just really
yeah.
you
Now,
can't
when
look at
it
it in the same
launched,
way.
when it launched, it had 20 million players.
Oh gosh.
Launched.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was bigger than I thought. Okay.
and
I
then
forgot because I looked at those numbers before. I just forgot
yeah,
about them.
I sent this to Other Think yesterday.
Uh-huh.
This article, by the way, was from April 15th, just yesterday.
Okay.
Halo made $6 billion from game and multimedia. 343 Industry says, and here's the kicker. Even the headline of this isn't right because it appears the Halo franchise actually generated $10 billion in revenue since 2019. So that's not counting. So that's not counting the last 4 years, basically.
Right, exactly. So that was this up until that point. Yeah.
Yeah. So between $6 to $10 billion for this film. Again, what he said so confidently, Reforge Gaming said so confidently how Halo Infinite failed. What can somebody find me the Sony franchise that made anywhere between $10 billion?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Go ahead and debunk me on that one. Show me their $10 billion franchise, and I'll wait. Just one, not the multiple that Xbox has. Because let's not forget, the Elder Scrolls is $1 billion franchise.
It is, yeah.
Gears is $1 billion franchise.
Yes.
Forza is $1 billion franchise. They're about to own Call of Duty, $1 billion franchise. Minecraft,
that's what.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Minecraft's $1 billion franchise. So the $1 billion franchises are all under just the failure. The failure that is Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty in them, right? And Jay here said, I can't stand guys like him. They think that they talk fast and whatever comes out their mouth is true. That is an absolute fact. And as Daya said, he sounds like a robot or just repeating what he said. And he pulled a Colin Moriarty trick of talking fast. And talking fast doesn't work on me. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. Or just confident. It doesn't matter either. A person can be confident and be wrong.
Exactly.
But he's saying it doesn't make business sense. Anybody who understands anything about business doesn't make any sense. If he would have made those choices right now, Xbox would be failing. It'd be collapsing.
Yeah, he'd be the failure because again, why and what planet? And this is how it's just the insanity of him to say if he ran Xbox, he would not try to buy one of the biggest publishers in gaming. It's so baffling, stupid to me that I can't believe he said that, and other people watching like, yeah, he has a good point. No, he doesn't. You don't realize. Do you guys? Sometimes there are when you get an opportunity like that, you don't pass up on it. You just don't. You just don't.
Savvy businessmen understand this. You see an opportunity, you jump for. Some people are able to create their opportunities, but most opportunities fall into your lap and you jump at it. So and also Reforge is just. I just look. He's preying on ignorant people. Okay, he's preying on these people. They don't know any better, and they're not smart enough to look up and actually double. I fact check. Reforge Gaming because he really needs this guy shows up out of nowhere. Nobody really knows who he is. He's an instant pony, and then he just starts off his channel by attacking Xbox. He's a little too late because Sony is at the end of its rope. He doesn't. That's another thing. That's what he actually needs to be devoting his channel to. If he's a Sony fan, why don't you come up with solutions that Sony should be doing instead of paying gamers and stuff to sue Xbox and chasing people from all over the world just to block a deal that's not going to get blocked? That much Zink is right about. That deal was never going to get blocked. Okay, no. So I don't know what they're doing. They're wasting money over there in Sony. And they don't have unlimited money, and their games are not making the money. That's the thing. People act like they can just pop out a great game and they're going to make the money. No, it doesn't work like that. Some games, look, I don't understand why Elden Ring made the money it made. I can't for the life of me understand why that game made that kind of money, okay? But it did. Sometimes you have these kind of games that do that. And then you have, and I'm not saying, look, I don't hate Sony's developers. I do not attack developers. Okay, because developers move back and forth between these companies anyway. I don't do that. Okay, I attack the company of Sony. I don't like them. I don't like the head of PlayStation. I'm very careful about that, and I just wanted to clarify that too, because I have sometimes seen people attack the developer. I don't like doing that because I think the developers are under a lot of stress, and that's on both sides.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I think Naughty Dog screwing up the PC, they don't have no experience at that, and this was a hard lesson for them. So it's a lot of things that's at play,
And,
but
and
they're
that
kind of
that's
caught in the
Sony's
middle.
fault. That's Sony's fault, Dea, because they acquired Nexus, a developer strictly for the PC
They
ports.
did. They did. And you know what? Xbox has a better plan. All of their developers need to know how to program for their consoles and PC. All of them. That's a requirement from Microsoft. That's what Sony needs to do moving forward if they're
And
going to
they're
exist there.
and they're slowly propping themselves up to go to that route, right?
Right.
And all they're doing is slowly training their fans, who they train to hate, because
Mm-hmm.
remember, they spent all last generation saying, I don't need a PlayStation, I could play on my PC. Now that PlayStation games are on PC, we know that's a fucking lie,
Right.
right? But now they're trying to train their fans for the inevitable day one release on
Yeah.
both PC and PS5,
Right.
and watch how not a single person who had a magical PC is going to all of a sudden have a PC for this, man. And Zink said 28 million
8,
players
yeah.
in 1 month for Halo Infinite made its R&D, research and development, back within its initial month of release,
Mm-hmm.
and duplicated in the following month. Yep.
You're
And
never going
and
to kill
about
Halo.
no, you're not. And about a week ago, Zink sent me the top 40 games played on Xbox, and Halo.
Mhm.
I forgot where Halo was. I think top 10 or top 12 or something like that. It
That's
was pretty
excellent.
high up,
That's
right?
excellent. Yeah.
And again, according to Reforge Gaming, Halo was a failure.
Because they going by Steam numbers, and you can't go look as a person who plays on PC as well. You cannot judge Steam numbers. Steam PC players are different people from console players. Then you got people like myself who do both. Okay, so those are the ones you would want to see or talk to more. Is the ones who actually own a console along with the PC, and I have both.
Yeah.
So, but the reason why you don't go off of Steam players, they play different stuff. They play RTS games, they play strategy games, they play simulation games, they do play first person shooters, but they play stuff sometimes that's very old. They sometimes are retro gamers. They all over the place over there. And PC is like the Wild West. You just never know. They're happy playing sometimes old games, and then they don't obsess over the newest thing all the time. That's usually these people who invest in the highest of the tier, upgrading it every month. I'm gonna tell you, everybody don't do that. They just don't. A PC for them is a multitask tool. They use it for work, they use it for gaming. So it has to do a lot of different things for them. I just want to clarify this because I hear a lot of misinformation from both sides on this. And from PC people about console and vice versa. But the majority of people I play with, they use their PCs for everything. It's everything. They don't even, some of them don't even own TVs. Okay. That's their multitask tool. They do everything with it. So they don't have the money to upgrade that thing every year and all that. And they're not looking to. Most of the games that you play, it doesn't need the level of power that the top tier thing has. That when they upgrade it, they'll try to get it as high as they can, and then they'll have it for a number of years before they upgrade again. That's what they basically, the console model on the PC, except for that little high echelon that has more money than they know what to do with, to upgrade it every year. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of people who just don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the back up what you said, Daya,
Mm-hmm.
when the Xbox One X first came, around the time it first came out in 2017, 2018 or so,
Right.
it was reported that most PC gamers at the time were gaming at 1080p. I'd love to see the numbers now. I'd love to see the 4K conversion now with
Right.
PC gaming.
Right.
And Zink, hey, thank you for joining,
Hey
Zink.
man,
And
Hi,
you
Zink.
know what? Real quick, because I can't stay.
oh yeah,
This is gonna be an outstanding show, dude. You started off hot, then Dia comes in on fire as usual. So I just want to disrupt it a little bit and because I caught Dia in a small lie here.
Uh-oh.
She just praised Elden Ring and how great it is and how the whole nation loved Elden Ring. And then Unlimited threw his little lie out there talking about, how great it did. And Dia say how much money it made. I can't believe it, right? Well, Infinite, you two don't understand, is such a doggone failure. It launched for like a few months before Elden Ring. It's been in the top 20 for 15 consecutive months. It's
Mhm.
currently sitting at 14. And Dia's favorite game, what was that game again?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring
Elden Ring, yeah.
is 27. I'll talk to you
Right.
guys later.
Okay, take care, Zink.
Peace.
All right, Zinc, man. Hey, and you know that's the beauty of Zinc. He pops in, speak his facts, and popped out. You know,
Yep, you do.
the epitome of the unlimited truth with him, man.
Hmm.
And before Zinc jumped on, he said Halo Infinite even stalled the initial success of Forza Horizon 5
It
by
did.
launching too close to Horizon. Yeah,
It
yeah.
did.
And 2021, we just had back-to-back games, but even then, Forza Horizon. Again, another quote unquote bad game and failure, according to Reforge Gaming.
Right.
28 million players. My goodness. Can I fail? Can anybody fail as bad as Microsoft does? Because I'm telling you, Reforge, Sony would kill to have these numbers. They'd
They
kill
would.
to have this engagement. That's let's not forget Sony's making like 10 games as a service games right
Mhm.
now to catch up to Microsoft because their games don't make that kind of money, doesn't have that kind of engagement. Their services don't have that same love, don't have that same respect by gamers the way Game Pass does, right?
Yep. And you know what? Here's another thing about Microsoft. It has already left PlayStation behind.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way they're catching up. I have said this before. I don't know who's deluding them. Maybe it's Jim Ryan because he's deluding himself, but I don't know why they think Sony can catch up. They don't have the time. I've said this many times. They don't have the time. Nobody's going to wait for them. And then I heard somebody, I can't remember. I don't want to talk too much on this. I have to look this up for myself. But
Mhm.
if this is true, that Sony is finally looking into cloud services really and taking a serious look, how late are they? How late are they?
Yeah.
And then it's not a simple matter of just, hey, we want some cloud. So, we want to buy this and stuff. You can't just do that. They can't just show up and just put some money down and all of a sudden everything is running beautifully. It doesn't work like that. They have to have a plan. They have to integrate they have to be forward thinking with their plan. They have to have the games that needs to exist on the cloud. So you would want
Mhm.
something like a gas game to exist on the cloud or something. And they don't have any of that. All of that is they're working on. But by the time they get to where Microsoft is today, Microsoft is going to be miles ahead. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
catching up. And then the ABK deal is going to really seal that fate, I think, because they were relying on that money from COD to
Mhm.
just fund their main games. I guess was first party games. I think that was just the first parties that they
Yep.
was using that for. Yeah,
Yep.
first party games. So I don't know. They're in a lot of trouble. And Reforge, in my opinion, he doesn't sound smart. He doesn't sound business smart. And I don't like to attack people directly, typically, because I don't know a lot about him. But I can just tell based on what he's saying, it doesn't even sound smart at all. He's repeating what I've heard, like on Boom's channel and other
Mhm.
stuff. Stuff that I've heard. The only thing I would say, I agree that Microsoft that he said, but this was said long before he even showed up, is that Microsoft is going to have to do something about that, Halo in particular, about
Mhm.
that retention problem with the people that they hire that's temporary and then they leave and all that, especially if they're going to stick with slip space, because I'd
Mhm.
rather them have permanent workers there that always know how to work on the engine rather than some people they have to keep hiring. And I think
Yeah.
that's a requirement of the state they live in, the working laws of the state that they live in. So I don't know how they solve that problem, but I would love to see a solution to that. But other than that, all the other stuff he said is stupid, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. Definitely. And the thing about the 18-month thing,
Mhm.
that's one thing that's out of Phil's control. That's out of Phil's control, and that's why I'm pointing out because he specifically said if he ran Xbox, not if he ran Microsoft, right? And
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah. So I'm only talking about the stuff that Phil and them have control over.
Right,
And they
exactly.
got control over the studios, funding the studios.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Undead Labs continue to expand, and
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Theory setting up a new studio headquarters and all this other stuff.
Right.
Double Fine. They couldn't. They
Double
couldn't
Fine, yeah.
finish. They couldn't finish Psychonauts 2 if it wasn't for
Right.
Xbox,
Right.
right? So when he says stuff like when he makes it seem um like let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. When you make it seem like Microsoft could only do one thing at a time, that's how I know it's nonsense, and that's why I want to debunk his lies
Right.
because people see that stuff and they say, and for some reason in their brains they said, "Oh, that's a good idea," and I'm telling you guys, it's not. It's absolutely insane. If you ran a company that had the possibility of owning the one of the biggest publishers, and you say, "Nah, I'm not. I'm going to do quote unquote the right way," you're a dumbass, and you should be fired. And somebody with more ambition should overtake you because that's such a great opportunity. Why would you pass it up? Listen, if Sony had the money, and we know this, if Sony had the money, they would have jumped on it too.
They would have bought Activision years ago. They would
Yeah.
even waited on that. They wouldn't even waited for them to like get in the condition they're in today. They just would have grabbed them up because they're too reliant on that brand. That's that COD brand. So I think they would have
Yep.
tried to get them.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, when he attacked that first, and when, in my opinion, nobody would question why Microsoft would even bother to buy ABK. Nobody's questioning that. So for him to say that, like I've even heard business people, even Pachter, nobody has said that what Microsoft is doing trying to buy ABK is a bad idea. He's the only idiot saying that. So the only thing I think is that he's really afraid of that ABK deal.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
terrified of it.
And Jay here said they are doom and gloom on Xbox, but Sony and Jim Ryan is out here crying over one game that could possibly end them. Who's really in trouble here? Not Xbox. Yep, that's
Jay,
exactly spot on,
I'm
Jay.
going to start calling him a prophet because that's
Yeah.
what exactly. Jay the prophet.
Yeah.
The prophet at Xbox. That's it. That's why I'm a crown.
Yeah, man. Jay the prophet out here spitting facts, man. But Jay, you're absolutely spot on. And that's why for some of them, like the narrative that they're trying to put out there is that it's bad to own. Like they love this whole Sony does it the right way thing, and I keep trying to tell you guys that's nonsense. All right, it's
Right.
nonsense, and
Right.
I'm tired of trying to. I'm trying. Listen, you guys. You see, it's disingenuous nonsense too, Daya, and it's disingenuous because the moment Sony does anything, they do a 180. I'm all about consistency here, right?
Mhm.
That's why when Xbox has a game that reviews well, I don't go to Metacritic and brag
I
about it
don't either. I don't
because
even look at them.
yeah, because I don't care about reviews. I've been saying it for years now. Reviews mean nothing to me. So why would I change my tune the moment it benefits Xbox? I'm not going to do it. That's not how I roll.
And that's what I'm upset with the Xbox community for. Please
Mhm.
stop looking at Metacritic. I mean, I love Dirt, and I like them over there too. They
Yeah.
use it as a joke though, but
Yeah.
but they look at Metacritic scores and turn it into a game and all that stuff, But I hate Metacritic because I don't believe that they're fair. I
Mhm.
don't believe they're fair at all, and I think that either Sony has paid them off or they I don't know what it is. I can't say why Metacritic does what they do. I don't know how they make their money. But usually what I find in this industry is that people in some way, somehow, 2 degrees from Sony makes money. I don't know how they do it. I don't know, I'm not going to say like they're paying them under the table, but somehow they benefit with Sony being on top
Mhm.
and they want to protect that. And I that's why I don't like Metacritic. I don't believe it's fair. And here's a main reason. If a person wants to say, "Oh, you're just being biased," here's the one reason you can look this up. They never have enough reviewers for Xbox. How can you review a game if you don't have reviewers for it? Most people have PlayStation reviews.
Mhm.
If you look at what they played on, it's the PlayStation. So like sometimes you can't even find an Xbox review, like a proper Xbox review. Like it might say 10 Xbox reviewers gave this score, but PlayStation got 50.
Right.
So where are all the reviewers that look at the Xbox games? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's too unbalanced. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that to me.
Yeah.
So that's an excellent point here. Killers Heaven 82 said Reforge Gaming. Did y'all know that he has a history of sexually harassing women? He was known under the name Sky Say No to Rage. This motherfucker gives gamers a bad name. No, I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that he is. I only know him as recently popping up as this Sony dude who thinks he knows everything. I had no clue he had a history of any of that nonsense. And it's the Sony community doesn't exactly have the cleanest track record
They
with those
don't.
type of people. We're
They
talking
don't.
about the same community that when God of War Ragnarok got delayed, because listen up. People pretend that delays are terrible when it's Xbox, but God of War was supposed to come out in 2021, got delayed into 2022. And do y'all remember what happened? I do. Alana Pierce hired recently to Naughty Dog as a writer. The Sony fans threatened her with like saying that they're gonna rape her and attack her and stuff when that game
Whoa.
got delayed. So this fan base, the worst of them are pieces of shit.
Well,
Just,
they make me as a woman, just to bring a woman's perspective in here, feel uncomfortable when I heard about the blank pics. I don't want to say that on there just in case of kids looking, but yeah, when I heard about those pictures, I was like, wow, sending that to women, and that really made me uncomfortable. So I don't know how they even work over there. It doesn't even seem like the people over there fight for the women that get attacked by the fan base over there. I was really concerned about that. So
it's one of the unfortunate things, man, where about some of these so-called gamers who I think when you do stuff like that, you should be exiled, kicked out immediately. Fuck them, block them, and whatever the case is. Because that's just listen. We could talk games all day. We could disagree on games all day. We could have this discourse back and forth all day. I draw the line at attacking people and threatening women and all that stuff and kids and stuff. That's a no. That's a hell no to my book. Killer7 said, PlayStation has no games. This is why they are on social media 24/7. Yeah, and they're going to be on social media in May. Actually, this is how deep the Xbox lineup is. Minecraft Legends, April 18th. That's my birthday, actually, on Tuesday.
Oh, you got another birthday coming. We're gonna have to do something.
Yeah. So April 8th. So Minecraft Legends launches on my birthday. The last case of Benedict Fox, April 27th.
Oh, that's
Redfall.
that close. Oh, whoa!
Yep.
I want to play that game.
I think that's a time exclusive. That's exclusive on Game Pass and Xbox as well. Redfall, May 2nd exclusive. Ravenlock, May 4th exclusive. So within the next 2-week window, that's 4 games off the top that are fucking exclusives to Xbox in some form of way.
Oh man,
So when people, again, and to jump back to Reforge Gaming, when he says stuff that like Microsoft need to invest in this when they need to make good games. All right, what's so the 2023 lineup: Hi-Fi Rush, Minecraft Legends, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, Ravenlock, Redfall, Starfield, Forza. Oh, that's right, they're the only ones. Reforge, who has a show in June this summer. They're the only one of the big 3 who has a show this summer.
And how long is it? 2 hours? Is that what you posted last time?
2 hours. Yep.
What are we going to see? Think about that.
So again, to turn it all back to what he said, if he ran Xbox, you'd run it into the ground because you just do the Sony play, but Sony don't give you shows. They give you one type of game. Well, where is it? Yeah,
that state of play with just Final Fantasy was atrocious.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was terrible. I don't know how and I'm hearing that's all they've been showing is that same game over and over again. I'm like, geez, go ahead.
Yeah, because they don't have nothing.
They don't because Sony is trying to stretch what they have. It's the third party exclusives. That's it.
Yep.
And they're buying like 80% of the industry at this point, just trying to fill in what they don't have. Yep. But that's another way they're losing because yes, Microsoft may not get these games, but in the meantime, Microsoft is buying their IP. They are setting up for the future. Again, this is a losing strategy for Sony. And this is why they can keep doing that all day long, but at some point they run out of money and they're going to run out of time because there are other players in this industry as well.
Yes, exactly, and they're affecting business relationships, especially with Activision by doing this nonsense.
Exactly.
They're learning that listen, the whole strategy of buying games off platform that might have worked in 1995 against the Sega Saturn. It ain't working 2023 against Xbox. And they keep trying to fight this losing battle for some reason.
Right.
Killer7 said, guys, is anyone playing Ghostwire Tokyo? It's a good game so far. You all should definitely play it. Yes,
I am playing it. I'm playing it. I got to get back to it. I played
Mhm.
it like maybe the second day for a
Mhm.
long time, and then I've had a lot of real life stuff come up. So now
Oh,
it's
okay.
calmed down again, and I can get back to Ghostwire. I've had fun with it. It's really creepy. That game is very
Yeah.
creepy. So like I was kind of a little nervous in the games and the pale face things. I don't know what
Mhm.
they are. They're very intimidating because they will come at you quick and stuff. I can go on and on in there, but yeah, Ghostwire is fun. I would recommend people at least try it.
Yep.
You know.
So I'm having a good time with Ghostwire Tokyo as well. And
Hmm.
by the way, it's made from Tango Works Games, Xbox's precious Japanese studio that
Yes.
everybody loves saying Xbox don't have.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's two great games back to back that they made. Now personally, I enjoyed Hi-Fi Rush more than Ghostwire Tokyo overall, but
I agree.
Ghostwire
I think it's
Tokyo
a
is
better
still a
game.
blast. Now I will say this
Yeah.
about Ghostwire Tokyo, and it's not necessarily a complaint, more like an observation.
Hmm.
Some of the gameplay mechanics I do think will work better if you play as Akito. That's the name of the protagonist, Akito,
Right.
in third person. I do think that
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
I
but
hadn't
other than
considered
that,
that.
the gameplay's been really good. It's just sometimes when I'm playing it, I think I picture this probably would have worked a little better, like the way the camera moves when you're doing some of the attacks, right?
Right. Right.
It feels like it probably would have worked a little better in third person, but that's not really a complaint. It's more of an observation.
Well, I
Uh,
do have a critique too. I'll add to that is
uh-huh.
that I think it's too obviously linear. Like I can play
Yeah,
linear
yeah.
games, but it's so blatantly obvious because of the fog, and you just can't go into those
Hmm.
areas, and it just leads you to one path. I think
Yeah.
I like it when developers think about the maps and make it appear as if you can go anywhere, but that they kind of design the map in such a way that it's a natural flow to choose the path to
Hmm.
where they want you to go. I think that makes it feel more immersive. And I
Yeah,
think that would be an area I would like to see them improve on.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes when you go into fog, it's like, and you start dying from it. It's like, so
Yeah.
this, and that's another thing. Maybe it was my TV or something.
Hmm.
I can't really see the fog sometimes when I'm walking into it. I couldn't. It did. Usually if there's like a area you can't go into, the color is very different.
Hmm.
The game is very dark and has like this blue
It
tint,
is.
and I feel
Yeah.
like that blue tint is even around in the foggy areas. But again, these are not complaints from me. Well, I
No,
guess
no.
these are minor complaints, if
They just
anything.
criticisms that
Yeah.
where they can
Otherwise, like
improve.
Killer
Yeah.
Seven said, it's a fun game so
It is
far.
fun, yeah, and I would love to see them do so far from what
Mhm.
I've seen. I would like to see them continue it, make it a franchise,
Yeah.
improve on it. I don't want them to do a Days Gone with Ghostwire Tokyo. Go
Yeah.
ahead and because I think the person who did this is that was somebody that Shinji apprenticed and
Hmm.
they got approved to make a game similar to how Hi-Fi Rush did. So give them a chance to do a Ghostwire 2 and they can improve on it and make it even better. See, not all developers come out with a banger when they first do the first thing. So I would like to see him continue because I think it's so far. I like the story. I like the environment. I just think it needs some tweaking here and there, and they're just
Yeah.
they're not big, they're not major.
Yeah, and one thing that I think, and this is for me personally, that I think while I'll enjoy Redfall more than this, I
Mhm.
love open world games. I love the
Okay,
feeling of freedom. Where you could just
yeah.
go anywhere in the story. For people who don't know, open world games are my second favorite genre after RPGs. So
Right,
and then a
right.
lot of times these days they're both combined into one. Excuse me. So I really be in heaven when them games when I be enjoying the hell of them games.
Mhm.
So Redfall. I love that you're not going to be locked in like linear games is cool. I'm not saying every game should not be open world.
I agree.
Hi-Fi Rush, perfect example. Under no
Exactly.
circumstances did it need to be open world. It's just
Exactly.
for my preference. When I fall in love with the games, a lot of them do tend to be that open world game. So I just love the sense of freedom here.
I do too. I like being able to explore.
Yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah.
makes it feel if the world is part of the story, it
Hmm.
needs that in my opinion. You know.
Right,
So
right. And Lewis Frag here said. No, I'm sorry. Killer's Heaven responded to Lewis Frag said
Crag, yeah.
it is. I really like an empty open world Tokyo seg. They really nailed it. Yeah, yeah.
They did.
Tokyo looks gorgeous, man.
It's beautiful game. I think it
Yep.
looks good.
Faye, hey, what's up, FaZe? I don't think I have met FaZe yet, Daya. He's hilarious, man.
Okay.
Uh,
Hi, Face.
yeah, he works nights now, so we don't really get him on these days. But
Oh, okay.
FaZe is that dude, man. I talk to him every once in a while when I can.
Nice, nice.
So he says Sony's mastery of publicity is their strength. They have ties in the entertainment industry.
True.
Yeah, and
True.
I like that you said that, Phase, because it reminded me of something that I've been seeing lately, Dea, pretty much since the IGN debacle with that Redfall gameplay.
Mhm.
Is that a lot of people say things like Xbox needs to learn to show off their games like Sony does. I don't necessarily agree because if that state of play was as bad as you say, then I don't really see how that gets praised. But the 5-minute Redfall clip doesn't. And how long was that show? 30 minutes or something?
It could have been, but here's how you know that it didn't do anything. Is anybody talking about that Final Fantasy game?
Yeah,
Anybody?
no,
Nobody.
they just go straight to talking about Redfall
That
and
that's
Xbox.
that's the problem because it's not making a difference. If you have a state of play and it's not moving the needle, because Final Fantasy fans are already going to play it, right?
Mhm.
That's over there. But you remember they restricted it. It's not showing up on PC. It's not showing up on Xbox or Nintendo. So it's just going to be there. And what are the PlayStation fans saying? They're talking about Redfall. People know more about Redfall than they do about that Final Fantasy game at this point. So this is not even accomplishing what it's trying to accomplish. So the problem is they've got disappointed because everybody done seen all the footage that you can show for Final Fantasy 16. They're tired of looking at this point. But that's all Sony has to show. They don't have anything else. So yeah, it's bad. A lot of people were saying that, but it got buried under the Redfall debacle, I guess.
Oh, which is a testament to which is to me is an issue if Sony's exclusives are so great, if the Sony lineup is so great, if people want us to be so jealous of Sony games, a game like Final Fantasy, which has been around for decades, that should light up the world way more than anything Redfall does by their logic.
Redfall is a new IP. Like, was it that many people that was going to try it? Because sometimes people are hesitant when it comes to new IPs. But I mean, these guys, I don't think any of them was ever going to buy it anyway. I don't think they were ever interested in that game anyway. The ones that I've heard a lot of people say, I'm still going to get the game. Now, there are a few that said they're not. They're just going to wait for the patch. They didn't say they wasn't going to get it. They just said they're going to wait for the patch. So they're still going to buy it, So but notice the ones that are selling their Xboxes, jumping out of windows, setting themselves on fire and stuff. They talking about they're going to sell their Xbox. Please, for all that's holy, please sell the thing. Sell it. Get out the ecosystem. We just want people here who actually enjoy gaming. We don't want you here. If you're going to use it as a tool to try to point out every flaw of every Xbox game, sell it. Because that's what I think they have it for. Is to do that.
Right. Killer 7 again. Oh, Killer 7 been in the chat today. Redfall, Minecraft Legends, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, and maybe even Hellblade 2. Yeah, 2023 lineup. This is why last year when they still try to bring up 2022. I tell you, hey, what does the calendar say?
I know.
I don't care about what happened last year. Last year's past, right? So everything is great on Xbox, but again, according to Reforge Gaming, he could apparently do better, and he wouldn't buy Activision, and he'd do this and do that. And all right, buddy, if you're so great, go apply for Phil's job and take over. Since you know what you're doing.
No, let him apply for Sony. Let him bring that company down to the ground.
Yeah.
Because he would destroy Xbox. No, please stay away from there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying he out there talking a big game. So put your money where your mouth is, right?
Right.
Goggle Poe here said, "Yep, it's already over for Sony. Tech Green game over. Just a matter of how much and when they call for it."
That's right.
Yeah. After that Activision deal comes and they lose that revenue, that's
it.
First party.
Yep.
Other Zinc says state of play showing one game. Phil Spencer would have gotten killed.
For that. Yes.
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point, Zinc. If Xbox just showed one game, it would have been, everybody would have been crying. Oh, where's Avowed? Where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Where's that? Sony sells one game, and I didn't even know they had a state of play. That's how small it was. That's that's how little of an impact it's made. Goggle said, yes, the side missions in Ghostwire can be spooky. They're also fun too. Yup.
Oh, I can't wait to get to that then.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Rofo.
FaZe said Tango Game Work is going to thrive with Microsoft support. Yep. Hey, we saw that along with Hi-Fi Rush. Two
Yeah,
million
man.
players in its first month.
This
And
is Shinji Mikami's legacy, people. This is his
Mhm.
legacy. This Ghostwire Tokyo, he is raising up apprentices. I've said this before. He's preparing to retire, but I think he already knows who's going to take over. He's already prepped that person. I don't know. It
Mhm.
could be the guy who did this Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know.
Yeah.
But because we don't really know who's going to replace him yet. But he's been doing that. He said this a while ago that he was apprenticing people. That's why I knew it wasn't even surprising to me that Shinji was kind of ready to fold in the top. People say, well, maybe he wants to do other stuff. Why would he? This is a studio he started. He has full reign to do whatever he wants with it. Phil doesn't manage the studios like that. So why would he go somewhere else? He could do whatever he wants. I don't think that's it. I think Shinji's just ready to retire. He kept saying that his vision was to raise up new developers that could take his place. He thinks that, that's a very Japanese mindset. They believe that when you have experience and skill that you are to pass it to the younger generation. That's
Right.
something they do even to this day. So that's what he is doing, and he apprenticed the guy who did this. I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry, but the guy who did Hi-Fi Rush and the Ghostwire Tokyo guy too. He did him as well. Whoever that person. I'm so sorry. I'll forget names and stuff sometimes, but yeah, he may have others. We may not even know about that. But Shinji is a genius. This guy is one of my favorite developers. He made some of the best games ever. My favorite Resident Evil game is Resident Evil 1 remake. He did that, and it's the perfect Resident Evil game for me. I love Shinji. I love the Evil Within. I'm gonna miss him so much, but he deserves it. He's been in the industry for so long. I love that man. And
Yeah.
I was so happy when Xbox got him. But you know what? I'm okay with this because I think Shinji, they can always call him for advice and things. And he's raising up apprentices, and I trust his judgment there. So I just wanted to say that. But yes, Shinji is doing great. Tango is got a great future. And I just can't wait to see what else they do. But man, Tango has been on fire with these games and stuff.
Yep.
Just on
Yep.
fire.
Yeah, and Goggle posted, how long are you into the game? The game opens up like any open world. It's about the size of Far Cry, maybe smaller, more dense. Okay, cool.
Really?
Cool. So it opens up the more you play. That's what's up.
I haven't had to stop. I had to go to I had other engagements to do, so I had to stop for a little bit. I'm getting back to it today. Hopefully tonight. That's my plan anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't gotten that far. Where I got is I'm trying to figure because it's kind of confusing. It's weird. Okay.
Right.
Ghostwire Tokyo is weird. Like I just found a cat that was floating over. I was like, what is this? I don't know I think it's supposed to be like a cat god or something. I don't know. I think that's the last thing I remember. I got past that part. I can't remember. I was so tired because I was playing so late at night. Sometimes I have to play at night because I'm so busy during the day. So, but I got to get back to it. I guess I'm just at the beginning still,
Yeah. I'm a few hours in myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't always have time to play every game, but
yeah.
Sometimes you get busy with work and stuff, and that's life. Killer's Heaven said it's smaller than Far Cry, but still fun. I'm almost at the end, but if I start the mission, it's a no point of return. I think it means point of no return.
Oh, right.
So
right,
I will do everything before I finish the last two missions. Okay, Killer's Heaven's deep in the game. Because usually when you get that warning, if you progress here, that means that you at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's at the beginning somewhere. Okay.
No. Killer's Heaven's deep into it, man. Goggle Post said more Redfall talk than Final Fantasy 16. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. That's how it's been. That's how it's been for like the last 3 years, in my opinion, where Xbox just dominates the news, and it's to the point that you might get some talk during the time of an exclusive. Then it releases. Then they go back to talking about Xbox.
They do. They just obsessed with it. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Apart for us, the only time I see a lot of Xbox podcasters having to address PlayStation is to correct a lot of misinformation. most of the time we're talking about what we're looking forward to, the ABK deal, what studio somebody's gonna, feels gonna buy next, what someone feels shelf in the back or something like that. What is Project Keystone? People, Xbox people talk about a lot of stuff about Xbox, but they almost never talk about PlayStation games unless they're like I guess a neutral channel or something. They talk about both, but they almost never talk about PlayStation stuff. They just don't. They talk about what's coming with Xbox because everybody on this side is so excited. So
Yeah. Before I get back to the chat, let's see what other stupid thing Reforge Gaming said here. So so he put here, Xbox has failed to compete, and the Series X owners like me are losers. That's quite a statement to call yourself a loser. Well, but before I play this clip, Reforge Gaming, if Xbox sucks so bad, you could sell it, right?
Yeah.
You do know nobody puts a gun to your head to make you play Xbox. This is what I don't get about these people that hate Xbox. Guys, you're not obligated to play a console you clearly fucking hate.
Right.
Again, listen, Nintendo lost me back in 2006 with the Wii. And I remember the Wii was so bad. I hated the Wii. I used to own it. I hated it so much. I remember games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. If you look at the Wii version versus the Xbox 360 and PS3 version, night and day. And games like that is why I was like, okay, I'm done with Nintendo. Haven't bought a Nintendo fucking console since. All right. And I don't hate Nintendo. It's just that they lost me as a consumer. Right? If you feel like a loser because you bought a Series X, sell the fucking console. But you bitching like this, it just makes you look stupid. Now, let's listen to this stupidity now. Let's see what he says
No
here.
matter what angle you look at this, Xbox has failed to compete once again, and this time they didn't even seem to try. With virtually no next-gen first-party presence and faltering console sales, the next-gen war never even really started. And the real losers in this equation are the people who bought a Series X. All the promises of 60 FPS standard and 120 FPS possibilities, it feels like a distant dream that has now become a punchline and a bad joke.
Okay. This is a cut the bullshit moment here. First of all, the Xbox Series S has more 120 frames per second games than the PlayStation 5. And excuse me if you hear that the FedEx.
Beeping. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the Reforge Gaming again. Everything I say, you could just Google right now. The Series S has more 120 frames per second than the PS5, and Redfall is going to get a 60 frame per second patch anyway. Again, this definitive way is and no next gen only presence. What the fuck is Redfall? Hi-Fi Rush is not available on this Xbox One. Starfield is not available on the Xbox One. See, this is what I don't like. I hate the lying. I hate the lying. I hate the lying because he sits there and says Xbox never competed. They bought Bethesda. They bought Activision. They bought Ninja. They bought all these studios to do what? At Reforge Gaming, compete, and yet he sits there and lies to your fucking face. Excuse my language, but the lying, I cannot stand the fucking lying. I can't stand when people like him sit here on these podcasts, on their YouTube videos and stuff, and say stuff like Xbox didn't do this, Xbox didn't do that, when it's all objectively not true.
Right.
It's not.
The only thing I would add to what you're saying, then you can go right back because I'm just going to say this one thing. If that's such a concern for Reforge Gaming, where's this video for PlayStation?
Yeah, apparently PlayStation's doing wonderful.
Apparently,
with what's their 2023 lineup? Forspoken, y'all didn't buy that game.
You're right.
And I know you didn't buy the game because the studio went under.
Also, where's their 120 FPS games? Since he threw that number in there, I don't see any on the other side. So where's his video for that? See, I don't entertain people who have one side to something and I don't see the Sony side. Unless you have at least that or that and Nintendo I put on the side because they're your handheld. But unless you and in my opinion too, Nintendo people stay out of this battle. Stay out because you of all people can't say anything with that weak machine that you got there. Okay. I don't care how good your games are, the machine is weak. So stay out of this battle. I don't have a problem with Nintendo people, but sometimes they dip in stuff, and I'm like, stay out of this battle. Remember, high-end gaming console, that's Sony's new definition. Let's just keep it over here, So, but as for Reforge Gaming, I just think that, nothing he says make any sense. He's like, if you have a problem, if all you was expecting was 120 FPS, first off, you got to have the other stuff to do it. It's not just the console. You got to have a monitor that can handle that. Do you have that? I don't know if he even has that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, some people just think you're gonna take an Xbox and pull it out of the packaging, and then it's just gonna miraculously form a console or a TV and just bring and do that. I don't know what it is they think. You know, it's not. Is unless you have everything for that, you can't even play that anyway. So let's just remove that out of the equation. As for the 60 FPS, it's coming for Redfall. Their games will meet 60, and also this is something that a lot of people don't understand about the 30. Okay, this is what I think. I suspect this because I know Arcane hasn't said this, so I can't say this is official. Mm-hmm. But I believe that they locked it at 30 for stability. Right now, they have to release the game, and we know this because Gotham Knights did this. They also are an open world, untethered multiplayer game, right? Mm-hmm. Cooperative game. So they locked it at 30, and the developers made that decision. It's not that they don't have the talent. It's not that they don't know how to do it. They're trying to solve some type of problem because they accomplished it on PC. PC is still getting the 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And console's getting it in the update.
Yes, in the update. That tells me that they have to figure out a way to make it stable. Okay. Because if they're promising it's going to come out anyway, they're going to meet that promise. Okay, right. So Arcane 2 is a very talented studio, very talented. All you gotta do is look at their past games. So they're not like just around the block. But if they tell you that they had to lock it at 30, it has to be a reason for that. No, they shouldn't have to delay the game just to lock it at 30. Like I said, Gotham Knights played fine, locked at 30. It did. Just people just wanted to hate on it, you know. So I think it's for stability, if you ask me. That's why I think they're doing it. They rather the game be stable than for them to appeal to somebody like a Reforge Gaming, toss it out at 60, knowing that it's not going to play well. It's not worth anybody's time for them to do that. It makes more sense to release the game now for those who are comfortable with playing it at 30, and also PC. It doesn't even affect that group, so Microsoft can still be earning money from them. Okay, while they're working on the patch. It makes it just that makes sense. How is it they don't understand that? You know,
they pretend not to understand, I guess. And you're absolutely right. You know, that people who are worried about it, to me, it's just fake outrage because the moment, listen, when I see articles like Horizon Forbidden Entertainment plays better in 30 frames per second, and if 30 frames per second sometimes not only acceptable but preferred, it tells me all I need to know, you know. And even with the PlayStation 120 frames per second thing, 13 games at one point. And then here's the Series S, just the Series S, not the X, the $300 cheaper console. Okay. Look at all these games at 120 frames per second. So when Reforge Gaming lies to your face, understand everything that I've said, guys. Go to Google, and he'd be proven wrong instantly. Now let's get back to the chat here. You know, because one of the goals to today was I did want to hang with the chat a bit. Yes, because you know when it's a full panel, you can't really do it, man.
And you know I'm a chat girl, so I want the chat in here.
Jay here said the Final Fantasy game looked like it has been downgraded, but everyone is focused on Redfall. Yep. Because one is Xbox and one is PlayStation, right? And then what really baffles me, Dea, is when I don't understand this. Why would you have a higher standard for Xbox, a console you claim to not own, or in Redfall or in Reforge Gaming here that he claims made him a loser, and then when you don't have the same standards for PlayStation?
Because what they want is only PlayStation. They want Xbox to be PlayStation. They don't want Xbox. They don't like multiplayer games. They don't like it. Look, Xbox people are closer to PC people to me. That's why I've been able to integrate so well over here. Everything feels like I'm still working with PC. You know, the only thing I would say that sucks right now, please Microsoft fix it, is that PC launcher part. They need to work on that a little bit more. But other than that, everything else is wonderful. The ecosystem is wonderful, and they continue to improve on it. So that's what they don't like. They like that closed ecosystem. They like that, you know, you can't do anything unless Sony allows you to and stuff like that. You know, you have so many choices over here. It's like they only like it if Sony allows them, but Sony really doesn't. They always had that little tether there where you can't go quite far. Like that little handheld they got. Remember that? Where you need a PlayStation 5 to even use it. It doesn't even let you go out free. It's like it's tethered to the PlayStation 5. You know, I'm like, what the heck is that? You know, so I don't know. I think they're just a different gamer over there. When I had a PlayStation, it's very closed off. It's not. You don't do. In fact, I never used it for multiplayer games. I had my PC for that. I just had the PlayStation. Then I realized I wasn't using it. I've told you guys before. I've never played Spider-Man. I've never played God of War. I've never played Horizon Forbidden, whatever that one is. You know, I never played those games before. I played a few other games, but I never played any of those ever. I never played Uncharted. I never got a PlayStation for those games. I just picked up a console. It really didn't matter. I tried to get Xbox, but you know, I got talked out of it. And so I just didn't know enough about PlayStation and I just had it, you know, but it never did anything for me to integrate my experience the way Microsoft has it. And I always looked at Microsoft as an extension of PC because that's really what they are. They are the ones who brought PC to everybody's homes.
Right.
And it uses the same architecture. So to me, I really love it with my PC. I love it. I look at both of them together and I just love the combination of it. And if you guys ever one day want to have a PC with your Xbox, you can do that. That's the flexibility it is. It's just so great, you know.
Yeah, you are 100% spot on there, Dea. Louis Frag here said, no wonder why the U.S. senator is calling out Sony. They messed up trying to stop the merger. Yeah, they've burned some bridges with that one and exposed themselves a lot. They've exposed themselves so much. I don't even know how these PlayStation fans have confidence in the brand now, because Sony literally sits there and tells them Call of Duty was funding first party games. They aren't profitable. We can't make a Call of Duty competitor. We can't do this. We can't do that. We need, Call of Duty's like 20%, 17% of our revenue. At what point do they come to reality, say, shit, this brand may not be as great as I thought?
Well, they really, well, now that they're being scrutinized, and it seems weird because Sony doesn't seem, they're quiet, but I would think they would be a little bit more panicked than this. Maybe they're not taking this as seriously as they should, but let's just pretend that Microsoft is pulling strings, asking for favors. I mean, let's face it, Sony did it over there in the EU. Okay. So I say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's why I don't have a problem with it. If Microsoft is saying, we feel that these practices are unfair, can you look at it? Because they're not telling them what to say. But let's just say they said that. Okay, let's look at it. According to Sony's own definition, they put themselves in this situation, because had they not done that, it might not be as bad. But I think that this is long overdue. We need somebody to regulate Sony. They're completely unregulated at this point. The Japanese simply didn't care. They were getting the money from America. Why should they care? And I will say this, although I appreciate what the Japanese did in the past for gaming and stuff, obviously, being involved in that market and stuff, I don't like how they have a lack of care for the entire industry. I don't like that. They're too nationalistic for my taste. So I'm hoping that somebody can take over the lead that actually will care about the ecosystem and I'm sorry, about the industry as a whole, at least to some degree. Even if you're making your money, care about the health of the industry, please, somebody, because my gosh, I mean, the people we've gotten up there and that we have today, I'm just nervous about it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Everything you said was 100% correct. Well, look, and I hate that I lose my track of thought sometimes.
It's okay.
Yeah, I got distracted for a second. That's what happened. Somebody was texting me there. No, but everything you said was 100% spot on, Dea, and thank you for carrying that segment of the show too. Because man, did I lose my track of thought? My God. Louis Frag here said Reforge is making a fool of himself. We'll look back at this and just laugh, and he'll become a meme like the rest of these miserable fanatics playing social media, not games. Yeah, absolutely, Lewis, absolutely. And when I saw that original clip earlier today, I was like, you know what? Let me just talk about it. Let me just talk about it because it's so it's so baffling to me to hear somebody say that they would not buy Activision if they ran Xbox. I'm just I don't understand how this guy has a following. I don't understand how this guy has a following when he says stuff like me buying a Series X makes me feel like a loser and stuff. And as I said, Daya, if you hate Xbox so bad, you could sell your Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing yourself no favor by focusing on a console you don't like.
Exactly.
Or if gaming's so terrible and all this stuff.
Exactly.
And Goggle Post said, I think this in reference to Ghostwire Tokyo. I hope they make a sequel, but it didn't do well on the PS5. I'm guessing they can still make a sequel for Game Pass. Do we know what they're working on? I've liked all their games so far. Evil Within 1 and 2 are good too. Yeah,
yes,
Evil
they
Within
are.
Some good games.
They're underrated games too. Please, and 2 is better than 1.
Yeah,
but it's very, very good.
Yeah. Tango Game Works, as we could see, they really this is what I love about Xbox. Anytime a game comes out, it really does show what these devs really are. And I think Hi-Fi Rush really lit a fire under Tango Games Works in terms of the perception around them that these guys are legit. Like you said, Ghostwire Tokyo didn't light the world on fire on a PlayStation 5, but Hi-Fi Rush did on Xbox.
It did.
And now us Xbox gamers are playing a Ghostwire Tokyo. Many of us played Evil Within back in the day. But,
yes, we did.
But just seeing this is a form of growth here. People know Tango Gameworks names now. No,
they do.
As opposed to one of them Bethesda games or something, right? Or you know what I'm saying, or getting them confused with another studio. And
here's another one that fell into that. Double Fine. Everybody knows their name now too, thanks to Psychonauts 2.
Yep.
So it's showing the value of those purchases.
Yeah, and the exposure that putting them on, that having that Xbox brand under their name is doing a lot of them wonders now, as opposed to if they were just a third party maker. And Shinzo Lee said, hate to see Shinji go, but I think he'll make sure there's some great people to take his place. Yep,
of course,
100% Shinzo. And that's the thing. These people in gaming, they come and go all the time.
Shinji's old too.
He's been in game for a long
time. Yeah.
So he does. I believe he's retiring, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
Let him put the right people in place, and let us Xbox fans enjoy his legacy. Killers Heaven said the man who made Hi-Fi Rush is John Johannes. Okay.
Oh yeah, John Johannes. Right.
Yeah. The more gates you cleanse, the more fog disappears. It's such a wonderful game. See, this is another thing I like about the chat, man. Seeing guys like Shinzo Lee and Gogo Po just enjoy Tango games. It's so pure.
And that's gamers.
Gaming at its heart is that, hey man, we're playing this game and we're enjoying it, and I love it. I love that the chat does things like this, man, because gaming isn't just drama, it isn't just anger, it isn't just frustration with modern gaming. It's, hey man, what you playing lately? Oh, well, I'm playing this. Oh, let me tell you how good it is. I respect that. Goggo Poe said he's just doing it for clicks. I've seen him do chats where he really thinks Xbox is doing great and killing Sony. He gives out subs and so. Oh, so he fake.
Wow.
Oh, he fake.
Google Poe just exposed.
Yeah, man. That's a. Hey, Goggle Poe, can you get into politics to expose politicians the way you expose this dude?
No, he's like a journalist. We got an Xbox journalist now.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that fraud. Oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. Radiance 96 here said, I've been satisfied with my Series S. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, he just being miserable for the sake of being miserable. This song. It's so weird to me. This is what I don't like. I don't understand why you would base your YouTube channel data on negativity. To me, that just seems like such a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Why would you want your chat to be? Why would you want the basis of your chat to be like, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, fuck Xbox. No. Tell me how good things are, please. Don't tell me why. If something sucks, eventually it's just gonna make me not like it.
Exactly. I don't like constant negativity. I'm looking forward to you guys when the what is they calling it? Are they calling is Xbox calling that a developer direct for the Starfield, the 2 hour thing?
No.
What
It's
are they
just the
calling it
Xbox.
now?
It's just the Xbox Bethesda showcase.
Oh, it's just that because I was calling it E3 before that. Now I can't call it
Yeah,
that no more. So
yeah. Because
but yeah. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to that with you and the rest of our panel and everybody in the chat. I cannot wait for that. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see like I'm probably also going to be playing Diablo. I'm looking forward to that too.
oh
I might
yeah.
add that. And I just can't wait to see the other good news we got coming down the pipe with you
Mhm.
guys. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
It's just that what they did here with Redfall, I'm sorry, I just had to address that because they were messing with my game, and you don't mess with my game. I don't like that,
Oh, I'm with you there. And it's weird because I've been hyping up Redfall for a while now.
Mhm.
I was telling E-Rock, look, I'm on the completely on the hype train for Redfall,
Me
but
too.
it's almost like the more hate it gets externally, the more I'm excited for it because this game is just gonna prove people wrong because Arcane track record it's
Yes,
immaculate.
it's
It's
very,
immaculate.
very good. Yep.
Yeah, Goggle Post said he's a liar on purpose. He been hardcore trying to grow his subs and views. He does clickbait 24/7, and he hit with that one video a few weeks ago. Now, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with doing stuff like clickbait. You're going to run into the crap gamer problem. And for those who don't know what crap gamer used to do things, even I didn't like him when he was an Xbox dude because
Okay.
he used to do things like breaking. Microsoft just released a game that's going to kill Sony, and then you watch the video and there's literally no information. It's just
Oh,
nonsense. So when you
okay.
do, that's why I don't like clickbait. I hate clickbait because to me, again, clickbait to me is just lying, and you're lying to get me to click. I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to follow you when you do this. When you do nothing but clickbait and hot takes with no
Mhm.
substance, and then after that you're lying and you're negative. What is there to follow? At what point? For me, this is just me personally. I do not like I do not want to be lied to. I do not
Mhm.
want to be angry. I'm not one of those people that you see on social media that follow stuff that just triggers them, right?
Mhm.
And I see that all the time where they just stuff that they clearly don't like that they could just avoid, and for some reason they just keep following it. And that's not me. I love gaming too much. Goggle Pull here said a Series S and Game Pass is like all you need, to be honest.
That's
Best
true.
deal in gaming.
That's true.
Cliche but true. Yep. And and that's the beauty of the Xbox Series S, Daya. What
Mhm.
was that? It was an affordable option for people who don't want to be left behind.
That's right. And thank you to remember I told you that I had a problem with how expensive gaming was starting to get, and that it would just, for instance, how Nintendo never has sales for, because a lot of kids buy those consoles, and not everybody comes from a family that has the money to buy that like that.
Mhm.
I have problems when you have publishers that don't think about the people who would like the game but just are not rich, or don't have that that type of money to spare for just gaming, because gaming is an expensive hobby, right?
Right.
So I like it when a company takes it upon themselves to put different tiers so that people can get involved in it, so they can have a place there. And so and a lot of people, though, to be fair, a lot of people just get the S because it's adequate enough. It's
Hmm.
it's, it's adequate to play all the next gen games, plus emulate and do a lot of other stuff. That little S is a beast, man. I've said that. So and obviously we know the X is a good console, but yeah, so I am happy that we do have the tier system there, at least with Microsoft, because they allow you, if you're a family, you can get these smaller consoles for your kids and stuff, and not have
Hmm.
to lose so much money trying to keep up with gaming. It's not worth it.
Yeah. And to tie Radiant's comment here ties to exactly what you said. Most gamers don't care about 30 frames per second, or else GTA wouldn't be the biggest game on the
There you
planet.
go.
And that's the thing. People don't the thing like look, okay. I bought the Series X because I'm a hardcore gamer. Stuff like that, having the bells and whistles, that's for me. It's not for everyone. Listen, there are people like in my family. I'm known as the gamer guy. So if somebody wants something gaming related, they'll ask me, right?
Right,
Do
right,
you know how my family does that's never mentioned the words 4K when they ask me about
right,
gaming? They never
right.
mention frame rates. They just like, hey, Colin, what's the oh shit, I shouldn't be dropping my real name here. But hey, well, Unlimited, what's the best game? What's this and that? What should I get? You know, and most of the time, I'm like, hey, just get the Xbox Series S, especially when it was like $250 during the holiday season, right?
Yes,
And, and then you know, get Game Pass, and it's like the Netflix of gaming. They hear the Netflix of gaming, and they're like, okay, cool, I could do that, and boom. The people in my family who are not hardcore gamers, right? Are now you know, now they got something to game on if they want to.
That's true, and they can watch movies off of it. They can do a lot of things with it. So, you know, it's a great little box. It's a great
that's
little
right.
box.
These consoles are more like entertainment system than just a console now.
I've rented movies off of them. I do a lot, you know. So yeah, I love it. I love the That's just the Xbox ecosystem is so great, and I like movies, and I invest in movies, and Xbox for some reason get these movies quick. Like they get like it be something like you just saw come in theaters, and then all of a sudden the thing is up there for rent.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that with Shazam.
So
I saw that with Shazam 2 the other day. I was like, didn't that movie just hit theaters?
Yeah, how do they get the game so fast? So like, I'm like, man, all I have to do is wait and watch it on Xbox. I'm not joking because they get the game so fast. So I'm sorry, the movie so fast. Yeah, so I love it for movies too. I absolutely love it for movies.
Yeah, and Radiant said these 60 frames per second are bus people or vocal minority. Yeah, that whole narrative. I've been seeing that narrative since the Redfall news this week. It's 60. What is? Oh yeah, it's 30 frames per second. Unacceptable. Listen, there are millions and millions of gamers. The Xbox we know has at minimum 20 million people, more because that report was last year.
Yeah.
So more than 20 million people own the Xbox Series S and X. I guarantee you, less than 1% of those people see stuff like 60 frames per second and like, oh, I can't play that. So you gotta. I use the term gaming bubble, Daya, and I use it because I've noticed that a lot of times with gaming related content, they could get stuck in the mindset of what only the hardcore wants or what their audience, what they hear, you know, in the gaming circle. So I say, get out the bubble and see what the average person wants. And it's almost never, and then the numbers often prove it, right? Because the best games be the Minecrafts of the world, be the GTAs of the world, be the Call of Duties. They're not. That's why, you know, it used to piss Sony fans off when I said the 10% bought exclusives, but that's what the numbers show. What do you want me to do? I can't make up more than what the numbers are proving.
Some of the most popular games of all time don't have the most outstanding visuals. Just keep that in mind. It at the end of the day, it's the experience of gaming.
Yep.
So you have to have good developers that know how to make a game. Like I think I don't care about, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I know that it's exciting for Xbox, but I don't care about COD. I don't, you know, I'm more excited about the titles that these studios will be unleashed to make down the future, you know, down the road. So I'm really excited about that, but I don't care about COD. I don't play COD, and I'm not against it or anything, never have been. I understand its importance and stuff to whoever owns it, but I don't care about COD, but you know, and COD is not going to always be on top. So I'm very glad that you know, a studio like that will be able to make different types of games and, you know, give us different experiences. And who knows, the next GTA might come from them. For all we know, we don't know, and it doesn't have to be the most outstanding looking game that's ever been created. Because let's face it, Sony has been doing that, and they haven't been able to accomplish that. You know, so. I'm looking for, that's the type of game I'm looking for from Xbox, because who would have thought Sea of Thieves would have got as big as it did?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. Daya, I'm gonna let you hold down the fort for a second. Go ahead and keep addressing the chat. If you can see the chat on your end, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I gotta take care of something real quick.
Okay, no problem. All right, let's look at what Google poll says. The 70% attach for Game Pass on Series X and X is huge. Shows how most people who buy Xbox get Game Pass. That's true. I mean, in my opinion, if you got an Xbox without Game Pass, I don't know what you're doing. I'll be honest there. I mean, you can do it, but you know, that's why I always say the Xbox gamer and the Game Pass gamer. I do try to differentiate that, but if you're not really gaming on Game Pass, why not for $15 or 10, you know, depending on what it is you have. I think that's a good point, Google poll. Let's see. I can't bring up another one, but I will read it. Oh, thank you, Zinc. Also, Zinc, I saw that thing with TK9. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. I don't want to go into that here, but just wanted to let you know that. Also, let's see. Where did he have that at? I can't tell what number he had that at. 70%. I'll go to another question. Okay, Dr. Vaca, and hi, Dr. Vaca. I didn't say hi to you. The difference between the series consoles is native resolution. That's true. It's really not a whole lot. And I really don't understand why so many developers also are telling people that the Series S is holding everything back so badly. I don't understand why it's that bad, because oftentimes with a little bit more time, they come out with a better version of their game. So if it was impossible to make, they would not be able to do that at all. Oh, yeah, Manuel. Yeah, it was some stuff that happened. I just don't want to turn this podcast into that, but it was not good, you know. Not our brightest light, I'll put it that way. Okay, let's look at another question. Okay, Manuel A1. I did a whole podcast with Crap on it, and he was super chill. Oh, okay. If you look at him as an entertainer, he has his place. Okay. Maybe that's really what he is. Maybe it's not really serious for him. I don't really know the guy. That might have been before my time, but I've heard some negative things about Crap Gamer. That name goes around the Xbox circles a lot. So I gotta assume he really hurt a lot of people. But I heard he flip-flopped. So I can't say that for certain. I don't know. I wasn't around, but I heard that's what he did. And that's pretty severe in the Xbox fan community. So let's see. Okay, other Zinc. I love the COD deal because it will eventually kill Sony. Why am I not surprised you said that, Zinc? It is. It's going to kill Sony. They're going to lose a major source of revenue. They are going to have to make that up quickly, and they just don't have enough time. In my opinion, they just don't have enough time. They will survive maybe if they... I don't know if they will or not. I don't know how they're going to survive. Like, they will survive, but how will they survive? Are they going to focus mainly on games and not so much on the hardware? They need to pull back from the hardware, if you ask me. Smitty. Okay. Smitty Smith. Okay, he addressed me on this. I totally agree with you. I want to see another war for Cybertron. Okay, there we go. Well, isn't that Transformers, right? Right, Smitty? Let me know. I think that's Transformers. Let's see. I'll skip that. Google. Hold on. I got to get to a question here. Okay, here's one from Shishno Elite. Dying Light 2 is a perfect example. It was 30 FPS on S, and then they got it to 60. Exactly. Dying Light 2. That's true. They did. People act like these games don't get better the more they get played. That is true. And look, if you like a game and by the way, I didn't see people throwing out their copies of Dying Light 2 because it was 30. They waited for the patch to play at the 60. They still bought it though. I knew a lot of people who still bought Dying Light 2. It didn't affect anything with the sales of that game, in my opinion. I was disappointed that the developers were trying to really hurt the Xbox Series S brand. I think it was unnecessary, and I would like to see the developers have more professionalism when it comes to this. These are working partners that you are working with. Don't treat Xbox, its community, its leadership, and the gamer as if they're trash, because they will remember that. That's what I want these developers to know. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was a little bit hurtful from the developers of Dying Light 2. But yeah, they came out with the 60 FPS patch later, and it's a great game. Like I said, I don't attack the games and the talent and all that. Sometimes the developers disappoint me. They were jumping on that bandwagon with blaming S. But yeah, they eventually came out with the 60 FPS, and it's a good game, for people who like that game.
Right. Sorry about that. That took a little longer than expected.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
We just talking. I
cool.
read down to, by the way, Shisno Elite at 247.
Two.
Yeah, I had to skip some because they weren't questions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Dying Light 2. This
Yeah,
one.
that one. Yep.
Okay, cool. Dying Light 2, perfect example. It was 30 frames per second on the S, then they got it to 60. Yeah. They act like, and that's a good. I'm glad you brought up Dying Light 2 System Elite because it shows the selective outrage that comes with this stuff. Um, where it's not the least bit consistent. It's not the least bit consistent at all.
Mm-hmm.
With how people react to this stuff. And the thing is, okay, so exclusives would give it like exclusive would give a game, I guess, more. How can I put this? It'll stand out more with certain games, right? Like Redfall would not be getting this much talk if it was a multi-plat.
Right, it wouldn't. And that's
Yeah.
what Dying Light 2 was. Same situation. And by the way, Dying Light does have a large maps and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
So it was, it might not be doing exactly like the untethering and things like that, but I
Right.
don't think it's doing that. But it came in at 30 and then later came in at 60. And by the way, people still bought it. They still bought the game,
Right.
So I don't understand you're right. If it was a third party game, I think that they wouldn't really I think the PlayStation gamer really wants to hurt Redfall because they really wanted the game. How I know that they exposed themselves when they found out it was a PS version being made.
Mhm.
Okay, when they found out PlayStation did have a version being made, they're upset because they wanted it. They don't want Microsoft to have any exclusives. They don't want us to be able to say, "Hey, we got this game, you don't." They want that privilege, but that time is coming to an end for them. It already has. Hi-Fi Rush. Well, I even seen Nintendo people saying that game it deserved to be on Nintendo. I was like,
game?
what? Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh
when that came out. Yeah. I couldn't believe that. Like, really? It probably can't run over there.
The port begging for Hi-Fi Rush was
That was
insanity.
bad. Yeah.
Only Starfield is worse because for some reason, even now, when Phil does an interview, is Starfield coming to PS5? And I'm just like, how many times do these people gotta say it's exclusive to Xbox?
Right.
Yeah. Jay said, "Whoa, he even got at Dirt." I've been known about TK9 was a cornball. What am I missing here, chat? With Dirt Gritty's a cool dude, man. He stops by. I watch his show too.
Yeah, he
You know,
watched
he's a
you
cool
too.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Dirt. I don't know who went at him and who didn't. Crack Gamer led me finding 100. Yeah. I guess it's not all bad. Well,
Okay.
yeah. I know Crack Gamer's been doing it for a long time. But when I was watching, he was doing that clickbait shit, and I just couldn't stay subscribed to that, man. I just couldn't. Crap came under Zaire, who was pure entertainment. There's the art of gaming, and then there's the art of gaming business. The show must go on. Yeah, exactly, Emmanuel.
Okay.
I know there's people holding on to the 360 generation and don't like that games get patches now. Yeah, it sucked when Dying Light devs talk down on the Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah, gaming's changed. Gaming's changed, and there's to me it's mostly good. There's some bad that comes with the changes and how things are done, but we got to understand the 360 generation, the jump to HD made video game development so expensive at the time. Let's not sit here and pretend that we didn't lose. We probably lost more publishers and developers in the 360 generation than any generation. If I were a betting man, I have to research it a bit, but I remember losing big heavy hitters like Midway, the guys who made Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
and THQ, the
Yeah,
publisher.
THQ.
And I used to love the games THQ
I
published.
did too. Yeah.
So those are just two bigger examples. Let's not forget all the smaller devs who went under during the 360 era because gaming was so expensive to develop for. So there's some nostalgia for people who hold on to the 360 gen. And the changes that we got from then, we kind of needed them.
Right.
We kind of needed them for some of these games to have the lifetime and chance to survive that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is TK9 though? TK9 is my
It's
guy.
some
But
guy. I don't even really know him, but
really
he's
Yeah.
been like causing so much drama in the Xbox space lately. I saw a who was that? It was on 100's thing. I just caught a
Mhm.
little bit of it because I came in late last night, and so
Yeah. See, I
uh
didn't even see his show yet.
it was
I'll
it went in a nasty direction with him and Zinc, and I just said, oh
uh-huh.
my gosh, the only thing I was hoping for, and I hope 100 does a little bit better, is just to control that a little
Mhm.
better, because it really went nasty. So you
Yeah,
know,
and I'm gonna check out the show when I go work out later
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm a bit lost here. I'd be happy for backwards compatibility. War and Fall of Cybertron and Game Pass. Yeah, those are some excellent games, Debaka. You ever played
Mhm.
the War for Cybertron games, the Transformer games?
I haven't. I think isn't that like that's a Transformers game, right? Because
Yeah.
I know they made transfer. I never got a chance to play them though.
Oh yeah, yeah. There are some great games, and what sucked was that there was a remaster for them. I think War for Cybertron, maybe both of them. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, when Activision lost the Activision used to have rights for like Nickelodeon games, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Marvel. When they
Hmm.
lost the rights to all of them, they delisted all of those games digitally, right?
Oh,
And it sucks because there are some games like there's the Legend of Korra game I never got to play or buy. They had the remaster for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 I never bought. And if I knew that they're going to lose the licenses, I would have bought them games at the time. I thought I had time. Then before you know it, boom. We removed these and I was like, oh shit.
wow,
Yeah, so
wow. So those games are lost forever. Like there's
yep.
no coming back.
Yep. You could buy War and Fire Fall of Cybertron
Mhm.
did physically on the 360, but they never had a
Oh,
physical release for their remasters on the Xbox One.
oh,
And Legend of Korra was digital only, so you can't buy it. Period. And that's one of the cons of digital only games.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why people like me and Hebot kind of always say, "Hey, Microsoft release this game physically as
Yes,
well."
physically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we might have to petition Microsoft to consider that at least. You know.
And I don't have a problem with with them doing the digital stuff. It's just that come on, man, take care of us physical owners. I know I'm a dinosaur. I know 80% of video game sales are now digital, but
Mhm.
damn it, I want to own a copy of Hi-Fi Rush in my collection. Xbox. That's
Right,
all I'm
right,
saying.
right.
Shinzo Elite said a few people were upset about Dying Light 2, 30 frames per second, but it was nothing like Redfall. Yeah, I didn't even know
Yeah.
about it until now, Shinzo. So it's literally nothing like Redfall. And I own Dying Light 2. Now I didn't play it day one. I
Oh, you
bought it. I
didn't?
bought it when it was
Okay.
on sale last holiday during the Black
Oh,
Friday.
but
But
you didn't
yeah,
let the 60 FPS thing decide that, right? It wasn't
yeah.
over that, right?
Smitty Smith said Phil Spencer got to walk around with a T-shirt says Starfield is Xbox ecosystem exclusive. Yeah, and they asked him, "What does that shirt mean, Smitty?" that they see him there straight like, so what does that mean? What's Xbox ecosystem? So does that mean the ecosystem come to PlayStation? they'll find a way to act stupid. I promise you. Shinzo said, change is always good and bad, but I'd rather try to enjoy instead of looking for things to complain about. Yeah,
True.
that's how I am. If to me, if something's bad, I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna avoid it. Dave.
That's
I'm
what
not
I
gonna. I
do.
don't watch TV shows I don't like. I don't
Hmm.
follow topics I don't like.
Right,
I don't play games I don't like. I've
right.
seen some people say something crazy, Dea, and what he. Oh yeah, I've seen people say stuff like this. Well, I gotta play it in terms of in reference to a game they don't like because it's exclusive, for example, and I play every exclusive. I'm like, nah, exclusive don't mean that much to me. If I don't like
Yeah.
an exclusive, I ain't playing it. I'm never gonna finish Horizon, for example. Terrible fucking game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit there and push through games I don't like just because it's an exclusive. That's nonsense to me. All right, Shinzo again said, glad I left before that happened. It was going sideways, but I didn't think it would get that bad. I just can't listen to TK
Oh,
anymore. All
yeah.
right, I'm gonna have to check out this show because it sounds like I don't know what the hell went on
Just be
with them.
careful when you play it. You don't have no little kids around.
Yeah, oh shit. 100 went off on him like that, huh?
Man, he lost control of his own podcast. If you ask me, that thing went crazy.
Ah, shit. Now I do wish we got more physical release for smaller games. I dig digital, but I love a collection too. Yeah. I've always said, Shinzo, I'm a collector and a gamer. So So hey, I bought the bite back edition of Redfall, Daya.
Oh, did you? Oh
Yeah.
man, you beat me to it. I think I'm buying it this week coming up or something. I was gonna get it the week before.
Mhm.
Yep, next week. Well, no,
Yeah.
not next week. The week after that. Yeah, I have it scheduled for that. Yeah, got to save my money up for it. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. The moment that went on sale, I went ahead and bought it.
Oh wow. Wait a minute. It's up. So wait a minute. How much was that? The bite back edition.
The bite back edition is $30, and now I bought the physical copy of Redfall, so it came out to 100
Oh.
total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this past year, I've been buying physical copies of games I love to play. Yeah, same here. Sometimes what I do, if I bought a game physically and it's on sale, and by on sale I mean super cheap. Digitally, I'll go ahead and buy it digitally and just keep the physical copy in my collection. Sometimes I'll do that here and there. Especially with quick resume, because quick resume is so instantaneous. It does kind of make preferring digital better for anyone that loves quick resume as much as I do.
Yeah. Wish I had it on PC. That's something I do miss on PC.
Jay said I'm back to buying physical games now. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Zink. You know damn well if Phil wore that shirt, they wouldn't they pretend not to know what exclusive to Xbox ecosystem means. I really love to have steel books. Oh, same Shinzo.
Steel books are fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing a collection of my steel books, man, because I got a ton of them.
Oh yeah, you need to do videos on that. You got videos on those?
Yeah. And for all my steelbook collectors, the best way that I tend to find them is on eBay. And then on eBay, a lot of times what would happen is that people don't bid for them. So you could bid. So when you bid for them, you get them for super cheap, right? And that's how I got a lot of them. The only one that wasn't cheap was the Witcher 3 steelbook. That one was expensive as hell. Other than that, for all my steelbook collectors, eBay is the best place to go. You could usually find them for cheap. You could usually win the bids too, because there usually aren't too many of them. Like the most recent steelbooks I got were Ghostwire Tokyo and One Piece Odyssey, both under $10 on eBay.
Wow.
So yeah, so for all my steelbook collectors, that's just a little tip there on how. Zink said, "I'll explain later." Yeah. If it's going to ruin the show, I could hear about it off screen. I got the bite back with the steelbook. Yep, same here, Shinzo.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten quite a few on eBay as well. Yeah, man, that's how you got to do it, man. Because if you don't get them when they first release, some of them could be a little hard to get. But I found for the most part, you could get them pretty inexpensive on eBay. Lewis Frag here said, "It's all good, Zink. Even Dirt doesn't want anything to do with him after what he said about him." Yeah, that drama must be something. Physical games tend to walk out the door. What does that mean, Vodka? Tend to walk out the door.
Yeah, physical games tend to walk out the door. Oh, yeah. Does he mean like they sell quickly?
I guess so.
Dr. Vodka, can you put a clarification there? I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Either. Yeah, looks like we caught up with the chat. It looks like for the most part.
Oh, get stolen, he said.
Oh, get stolen. Gotcha. I've never heard that phrase for getting stolen. Walk out the door. See, but all right, guys. I think we're gonna call it a day there. Daya, thank you for joining me. Chat, you guys were fantastic as always. I love hanging out with you guys.
Yep.
And sometimes I try to do a stream here and there, Daya, where it's just me alone or one or two people, so we could get to the chat.
Yeah, because the chat, we have a wonderful chat.
Yeah, the chat be on fire, man. The chat be on fire, and when there's like 5-6 people here, you can't really get to them, and they always make excellent points. I mean, look at all the great points they made just alone on this show, man. And that's how it always is. And that's one of my favorite aspects since I started dealing with the truth, Daya, are the commenters. Because the comments, they're so chill, they're so smart, they add so much, right? And I just love that. I'm glad that because I've seen chats that are more like dumpster fires and it's just people arguing or hating. And
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see that like who wants this? I don't. So I'm glad the chat is as cool and as smart and as knowledgeable as they are. But Dea, let's close it out.
Mhm.
Give us your final thoughts, and then we could enjoy the rest of our Sunday.
Well, I just want to say that this Redfall thing won't last forever. Pretty soon, we'll be talking about the next games we got to look forward to by the end of the year, and whatever Microsoft has waiting for us in 2 hours. My gosh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot of positive things to look forward to. I think the other side is going to try to stretch this out for as long as they can. It's not going to last no 2 weeks or nothing like that. So you guys just have to wait this out and then let them have their hissy fit and. And I would just say use moments like this to try to gauge the real Xbox podcasts that really try to just give you information and not to get too emotional. Yes, I've been emotional about my game because I do believe that IGN tried to sabotage it. That's why I was upset about it. But I expect Sony fanatics to act the way they did. I expected that. I was disappointed with the Xbox people. That's where I had the disappointments at, because if all it took was for Redfall, an unknown IP, to come out at 30 FPS to get you to quit being an Xbox gamer, then why the heck were you here? So but anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead. You want to
No,
say
and I got bad news for everybody on the 30 FPS hype train. When a lot of these Unreal Engine 5 games come out, prepare for more 30 FPS on PlayStation and Xbox. I'm just warning you guys now. Some of these games are not going to hit that because look, the Matrix demo that was 30 frames per second.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Wow. And that really looks next gen. That game is fantastic. Well, demo is fantastic. It was good. So and people were blown away by its visuals and everything else. So I don't understand. I think this is these people, look at them, the Maddies and stuff. I don't really care for it. All of these people wait in the wings for Microsoft to make a mistake, and Microsoft will make mistakes. They will. They did make a mistake by releasing that game to IGN. I will say that.
And here's the thing, guys like Maddie Plays, they're fucking Nintendo fans. Oh, by the way, thank you, Emmanuel, for the $5. Great show, y'all guys killed it together. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, man, I almost missed a comment there, but yeah, this is the stuff that I fight against, guys. Is this negativity? This guy, I believe, a Nintendo fan saying this shit. So why would you're gonna be playing Zelda in 30 frames per second at 540p, man? Get out of here. Redfall doomed? No, Redfall's not doomed. But Redfall's an absolute joke. This is just the stuff that fake. This is why I fight against the fake outrage like this, because these guys got look at this, 210 views on this guy's video over something he did. Again, these people, Maddie Plays, I believe, was one of the guys who got the preview, and he did not ask, is this the PC version, this the Xbox version?
Yes.
Aren't you guys supposed to be the quote unquote journalist that we
That's
hear
what
about?
I thought.
And y'all didn't ask any of these questions. No.
That's what I thought. And you know what? He's deflecting from that. Shouldn't people be saying you gave a review and you liked it? Okay. So why didn't you say anything about these performance issues? And if you didn't play on the Xbox version, why didn't you ask? See, that's what because they don't want that spotlight on them. They have to backtrack now because you got the outrage fans out there, and so they got to right now. Even Cole Eastwood, unfortunately, because he came out with a really good video that kind of countered what IGN did. But of course, he's got to be careful too. He's got to walk back because you can never be 100% Xbox. You can't put your stake down on the ground and say, well, Redfall was a good game and I stand by it.
Yeah, exactly. The game should be reviewed on its merits, in my opinion, but that's not what happens. They all get the tiny sliver, like if it's like just the tiniest sliver of negativity, they jump on it and blow it way out of proportion. Again, how's Redfall doomed when it's going to get a patch later for it? Like as Shiznal Leaf pointed out, Dying Light 2 got the same thing, right? Dying Light 2 got a patch. It's so the selective outrage, it doesn't fool me.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the damage, though. The casual was seeing all these headlines. They would think that the consensus is Redfall is doomed. The Redfall is a bad game. You shouldn't play it. This is what they see. And this
Right.
is what I think they're actually trying to do. They knew that this game was tracking well. And I think that they had to stop the momentum, starting with IGN, and then everybody else started falling right along in place.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yep. And the thing, the negativity, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to make me not play. It's not going to make me not buy it and stuff like that. I just find it crazy. I just find it crazy that that is doomed for when it's going to get an update later. And this is going to be the only game it happens to. It's not going to happen if Spider-Man has an issue like that, if Final Fantasy has an issue like that, if whatever game Sony paid for off Xbox have that issue. Right. Phase, he sent me a clip about Forspoken running at like 18 frames per second.
I heard that from more than one person, so that must have been true because I didn't see it, but I had heard that from quite a few people. They was like, why is nobody saying anything about that? But they kept that hush hush, at least to the best of their knowledge, anyway.
Right. And Shizno said that's what worried me. The casuals pay attention to the haters. Yeah, and they shouldn't, and they shouldn't because who was Jay here said Cole Eastwood is catching heat and Matty Plays stays best in Xbox. By the way, this is why Xbox needs to be more disconcerting on who they let preview their games.
Yes.
Because I just find it hard to believe that Matty Plays previews the games, doesn't ask any questions. He doesn't have any questions about it, and now he's quote unquote Bethesda just got done dirty. No, dude. Yeah, if you're a quote unquote media or YouTuber, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, then why don't you ask the hard questions? Then isn't that what you guys are supposed to do? Isn't that what you guys claim to do? So we're gonna call it a day there, Daya. Thank you. Yep. Thank you as always. The first lady of chat, now the first lady of the show. Just always excellent. Also, Zinc, thank you for joining for the little time you did as well, man. And the chat, I man, a lot of people showed up today. Shizno Elite, Radiance, Zinc, Xbox All In, Sega Forever. I know you jumped in a little late, but thank you for stopping by, my friend. And they had to put Layla on the thumbnail. Yeah. She's the star of the characters they showed too. Jay, the Prophet Jay. So that's what we got to call you now.
Prophet of Xbox.
The Prophet of Xbox Jay. Daka Vaka, Lewis Frag, Anthony Chipmunk. How can I forget Anthony Chipmunk?
Oh, right,
man?
Anthony.
Emmanuel A1, and anybody else, Smitty Smith, and anybody else I'm forgetting. Guys, thank you for joining as always. You guys have a fantastic Sunday. You guys keep it gaming, keep it positive, and keep enjoying it, man. With that, we are